Hey gardeners, watch me today as I make my fried Thai rice, veggie and shrimp style. First we're going to start with cutting red peppers. I like to cut mine in little squares so that it looks nice and neat in my bowl. And you're just going to cut across and then cut across again to get that squarey look. Next up we have our greens, and we're just going to chop that broccoli like so, like that. Just chopping it so that it looks nice and small, unless you like big chunks, because that's your business. Add your oil. I'm going to chop this onion, taking off those little onion hairs, and then again chopping these into nice little squares. Once that oil gets nice and hot, I'm going to add my sesame oil, which gives it a nice sesame smoky taste. And then we're going to add all those veggies so that it can get a nice browning on it. We don't want to overcook them because we still want some crunch, but we do want them to have a nice flavorful taste. Now I know my St. Louis natives are going to clown me for this, but we are adding peas and carrots today. Where I'm from, we don't like peas and carrots in our rice. But because this is a Thai rice and we are eating for nutrition, we are eating to live, y'all, we gonna add these veggies in here to increase our nutrients. And I'm telling you, it's just as fire. Next up, we're gonna add a little more oil, and we're gonna crack that egg on in there. And we want to cook that egg almost like a scramble, just scrambling it around so that it stays nice and neat. We don't want to overcook it because we want this egg to taste fresh. And when I say fresh, I mean fresh. The egg was so good, y'all. I could have just had egg fried rice by itself. I'm adding vegetable oil in case you were wondering. And I want to make sure that it's hot enough because next up we have our shrimp. I'm going to add some shrimp in there that I seasoned and marinated some. And we're just going to give it a nice toss. And I'm chopping it just to make sure we have more. And because I don't like big pieces of shrimp, I'm just going to chop it up while it's in there. Next, let it simmer for a little bit. But be careful not to overcook. Don't nobody want no spongy plastic tasting shrimp. So be mindful. After that shrimp is done, we're going to bring our veggie skillet on back. And if you have a wok, use a wok, but I only had that. Next, we have our jasmine. And as you can see, I had to freeze it so that it dries out the moisture. And I'm adding it back to the pan. And I'm just making sure that the skillet is hot enough. So go ahead and add in your rice and let that do its thing. It's gonna fry some and steam up some. It's just magically delicious. This is such a amazing process, and I absolutely enjoyed every bit of it. Just stir it around, being careful not to let it stick. Then you're gonna add your teriyaki and some more sesame oil. Just throw that around the edges and then stir it up some more, and then just, use that flick of the wrist to get it popping. After I added my special seasonings, I went ahead and stirred it up to get it ready for those veggies we cooked earlier. Remember those? Just toss them on in, and then we just gonna stir it up, baby. Just stir it and mix it until you can't mix no more. Now, last but not least, you want to add the shrimp last, along with that succulent shrimp broth, because you do not want to overcook your shrimp. There's nothing worse than overcooked rubbery shrimp. I'm sure you guys have been there. And then you just look at it. It's just so tender and just ooh-wee. Y'all can tell, right? It's taste test time. I had to be bougie with my chopsticks. Does she like it? Does she like it? Ooh, yeah, she like it, y'all. You know what's good with the dance. This rice was so good, you guys, and it's spread. So if you have a big family to feed, this is a great one to make. Just watch me just dropping it. I don't care. They're all gonna eat it. But when I tell y'all, I'm not exaggerating, peas and carrots and all, it was absolutely bomb diggity. Thanks you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And you know I had to do it big with my Asian inspired container, y'all. Half order anyone?